Hey guys, just want to, I got a question from Jen and Tony regarding the boys, Doug and Russell. They just went home. They were in for a 1 week board and train. And so Doug carries on when Russell is taken out for a walk. He's the one that apparently gives them a lot of vocalizing and tantruming when they take the one dog out for a walk. So some tips for you, Jen and Tony. These two dogs are on an Ecollar, 2-collar system with 1 remote. As far as I know, and I will double check with Ecollar tomorrow. I need to contact them anyway, so I'm going to call them to see. But I don't think you can get another remote, but I might be wrong. So that would be the easiest fix. But honestly, there are a few things that you can do, and I want you to try them today. Because you should be able to nip this in the bud with Doug immediately, because I did, and if I can do it, you can do it. It's not because I'm a dog trainer, but you just need to know what to do. So first and foremost, the remote collar that you have has a half-a-mile radius. So if you hear Doug carrying on inside, you can correct him through the house if you're outside. So I would just dial up and give some e-collar stimulation at a level that makes the yapping stop. That is, if you can hear him. Hello, whoever tuned in. I can't see names or comments. I'm sorry. But if you do have comments, post them here and I'll reply back to you. So the first thing that you want to do is e-collars collars on both dogs. You're going to pull Russell out, get him ready for the walk, and the very second that Doug starts to vocalize or tantrum, you're going to correct him at a higher level with the e-collar, because your goal is to stop him before he escalates to a level that's like where you're going really high on the remote. It just it gets to the point where you're going so high and it's not stopping the behavior. It's not going to help anything. You actually have to kind of reset the dog then. Or try another method of correction. But when you correct a dog, whether it's in the crate or for something else, you want to start at the lighting of the fuse. So before the explosion where he's really going off in the crate, you're just going to, as soon as you leave the room, you're going to hear a little yip, correct him at a fairly high level, a level that's going to make him think, it's not worth it for me to carry on, because that really did not feel good. That would be the first thing that I would try, because you might be able to nip this in the bud right away with a really good firm e-collar correction. The next thing that you can do when you take the dog out, and let's say Jen, you're walking the dog, Tony, you're home with Doug, you can bonk him. You can either bonk the crate, and I've demonstrated how to do that, like super firm, like a real nice whack on the crate. Or you can pull him out of the crate and bonk him, and that will like snap him out of that mindset, right? So that's another thing that you can do. The other thing that I did, and it was very helpful early on, it was apparent that these two were going to feed off of each other, and they have a very codependent relationship because they are litter mates. And the closer they are, the more dependent they are on each other. So when one's out, the other expects to be out too, and that's just not how it goes. You guys dictate when those puppies can be out together, and when they're not out together. The job, remember, they always have a JOB, always at work, whether it's in the crate or on place or on a structured walk or doing structured play. There are rules to the game. So the rule in the crate, no matter what, is you're going to be calm and you're going to be in a down. So you make sure that you work him into a down. Like when you take Russell out, put Doug into a down and hold him accountable with the remote. Once he's in a down, if he starts to bark, you're going to correct him there. And then that's his job, to remain calm until it's his turn to come out. Otherwise, it's just going to like disrupt the energy of the house. And it's always going to have him thinking that he's entitled to be out when his brother is, and vice versa. And the bottom line is you cannot always have both of them out at the same time. It's just sometimes life doesn't work out that way, and they need to be able to cope with that. They are old enough now to cope with it and deal with it. And so you have a little bit of work ahead of you, but with the e-collar, this is a pretty easy fix. The other thing that was very effective with them is you can get a metal, like I have a metal feeding bowl, right? So I would smack the crate with that pan, and that would really get their attention. So if you have something metal, like a metal pan or a metal bowl, and you find that the bunker isn't working, or if he's just carrying on ridiculously, give a smack to the crate with that metal bowl, and that should take care of it. So these are a few methods for you to try. Do your best today and tomorrow. Like in the next couple of days, I want you guys to really work him and see if you can snap him out of this, because I'm curious to see how quickly it takes for you to get him out of this behavior. Oh, and to my point about them being super close together, move them if you can. They're smack next to each other. If you're able to put one on even the other side of that wall where they are, or something like that is helpful. Just where there's some distance between them, and especially if you can give them some distance and they can't see each other, that's even better. I mean, of course, he will see you leaving the room with Russell, but still, it's just a mental thing when they're just not smack dab right next to each other. It's very helpful, I feel, going forward with them being litter mates. And I know how that goes because I had them myself, and they eventually ended up not being created together next to each other. They were in separate rooms, and it helped. So try these things out. Keep me posted. I'm always here to help, and let me know how things go. All right, guys, have a good one.